Welcome to Simply the G Network. It's a place where we talk about culture, education, history, news, movies, politics, science, sports, religion, video games, and more. This is our first podcast, and I'm your host, Simply the G. In this first podcast, we're going to talk about DEI. And it's going to be a doozy, folks. I know. People are already talking about it. But I'm going to give you my 2 cents anyway. We're going to ask the following questions. What is DEI? What's its history? And why are the folks working so doggone hard to eliminate it? DEI stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. DEI programs help level the field by increasing access to and removing barriers that should never have been there in the first place, folks. The origins of DEI efforts in the federal government can be traced back to the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Originally, the act was only meant for us color folks, us Negroes, us blacks, us African Americans, us FBAs, us descendants of slavery in the good old United States of America. But the passage of Title VII in the 1964 Civil Rights Act had a significant impact on women's employment. It's the foundation that paved the way for Equal Pay Act of 1972 to happen. Oh yeah, that's right, females. Some of y'all didn't know that. Oops, I didn't know DEI included us women. You done effed around and found out. Then it has Title VI, aka Americans with Disability Act, or the ADA, which prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities. Under the law, people with disabilities are entitled to the same rights, privileges, advantages, opportunities that others have when participating in civil activities. I know, some of you folks are thinking, what did that have to do with me? I'm a normal. And now you're not. Oops, I wasn't thinking that I might need these protections down the road. What can I say? Some folks just don't think. Are some of you folks old enough to remember the old sidewalk curves that you had to step off of? Well, those weren't ADA friendly, folks. Well, I think they need to go back to those now. And they need to get rid of the elevators too. Because we are a merit-based society now. If you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps, then you don't deserve it. Folks, do you know that the ghetto was made for poor folks originally? Well, why are you bringing that up? It means you never pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The federal government put the boots on you, folks, then pulled you up out of the ghetto by the bootstraps that they gave you. Read your folks' history. Read your history, folks. Oh, shoot. If you're one of these folks, if you're not one of these folks, you shouldn't get offended by what I'm saying, because no group of people is a monolith. So take a deep breath with me now and relax. I'm going to be honest with you people. Women and people with disabilities are just collateral damage. It's all about us FBAs. Then again, I don't believe these folks like to compete with anyone that's not like them. This DEI attack, hoopla, is just a repeat of what happened after the Reconstruction era. This is about them folks clawing back power and trying to erase all black contributions and achievements again. I could go on, but I'm going to end it there, folks. Well, people, tell me what you think about this podcast. Subscribe, like, and until next time, cheerio.